let's not waste any time because that's not always a luxury, and we have to make the most of everything. And not everyone is willing to wait, but to those that are, we say hello. And that's what one of today's hottest artists is saying at the moment with one of his newest songs. He is the man behind the Careless Music. He is a fellow PBB ex-housemate, and he's, I guess you could say, one of the chillest guys in the whole industry. He's redefined OPM. He is James Reid. Everybody on the show on Kwentong Barber. What's up, James?
What an intro. It's good to see you, man. Thank you for having me on the show.
It's great to have you on. And I think we were talking a while ago, just before we started. You're actually in a barbershop right now, right?
I'm actually in the barbershop, yeah.
In your barbershop as well. So
yeah.
It's fits perfectly to the show, but we are really excited to have you. I say this to quite a lot of our guests, but it's always true. We have been chasing you. We've been hoping to get you on the show for a while.
Oh, really?
But
well, I'm here now.
Yeah. And we say hello to you. And that's a segue to talk about one of your newest song at the moment, Hello. Tell us, what is it about? What's going on? Why now? Why release it now?
Actually, Hello. It was one of the first songs I collaborated with some LA producers and songwriters. Actually, since Soda, the first song I released this year, and yeah, this was the first one I really collaborated with some LA producers, and kind of what I was going for this year was really just to make music that was just fun to sing, good to dance to, kind of just lift people's spirits, nothing too heavy, just really feel good. And yeah, I think Hello is really, captures that feeling. And to me, it's really about everyone's been in quarantine, we've been itching, and now we're back in quarantine.
And now we're back. Season 3, baby.
Been itching to just, get out, say what's up, say hello to the world, get back in it and just experience life again. That's kind of how I understand it.
Do you have any plans at the moment? Of course, don't spoil anything, but as soon as, things get back in order and we're free again, can we expect a concert or a pop-up show within regulations or an online thing? What can we expect?
Definitely, we're really hoping for live performances to come back. Mm-hmm. We'll see how things go, but then if need be, we're gonna do of course another digital concert for me, like we did for Nadine with the Absolute Madness, which was really fun to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was really incredible. I just wish that people could see it in person because it's just different. It's a different experience seeing it live. But yeah, definitely, this year we'll see what we can do.
All right, and we'll be looking forward to that. To everyone watching right now, all of our friends on Kumu, everyone who's going to be watching this on TFC Abroad and on Mix Philippines, go check out Hello if you haven't already. And stream it on all the digital platforms. But I really wanted to, since I have you on the show, and since it's not always, I've had a couple of conversations with you throughout the years. And in a couple of days, actually, I'm going to be 5 years in the industry. I think I've had maybe 3 or 4 conversations with you solidly. And I just want to seize the chance. And I want to talk about some stuff today. Nothing controversial, of course. But I wanted to get to know, because we came from the same house. We went
PBB bros.
We PBB bros. And we have similar beginnings, but very, very different stories. But I feel, and you have the free license to correct me if I'm wrong, we went through very, very similar things in terms of how things began and how things went for the first couple of years as well. So coming from PBB and going from, I guess you could say, zero to hero, and being just a big artist straight out of the house, how did that impact you? How did that impact your mentality? How is it coming out and just having a huge impact on the Philippines?
I mean, absolutely shocking. You know, going into the house, zero expectations. I think if
Mhm.
you watched me in the show, I had no idea what was going on. So yeah, neither was I, you know, like kind of hell bent on becoming an artist, you know, singer, an actor,
Mhm.
you know, a songwriter, running my own label. Like I never thought these things would happen. So it was really crazy.
Mhm.
I'm sure you can relate. Like the first, you know, actually the whole first year was kind of like being thrown into the deep end.
Yeah.
And
A
then I kind
blur.
of just learned how to swim, you know, under all the pressure. So uh, good thing is you know, I perform well under pressure. You know, I perform
Okay.
well when I'm like kind of winging it. And I think that's what it kind of taught me. But you know, I've learned a lot about myself, especially from the Big Brother house. This is something I say a lot.
Yeah.
Like one of the biggest things that, you know, he taught me was to dream big, which is,
Mhm.
it's so simple, but you know, when you doubt yourself a lot, you know, you really hold yourself back from, you know, what's possible. So that was the biggest thing I took away from the house, was to dream big. And yeah, I've been doing it ever since. You know, once I
And
realized one, it just gets bigger. And then I follow that
yeah.
one and it just gets bigger.
So what's the next dream at the moment? Is there something that you're really chasing?
Right now, it's hard to define, but I'm trying to, um, you know, with a music label that I'm running with Careless, really to help create a culture where uh, the artistry comes first. You
Mhm.
know, kind of all of the, uh, I'd say, you know, the tools and the luxuries that I've had as an artist. I want to be able to give that to other people as well, and to really bring
Wow.
out the
Okay.
best in, you know, in the Philippine music industry, and just, you know, uh, help create that bridge, you know, for local artists, international artists. Um, yeah, just make things happen.
And that's really interesting because you're talking about the the label that you have, and I can say this pretty confidently. It's not an inherently Filipino label. It doesn't have that tatak Pinoy in the original sense. It's your own flavor. It's your own unique style. Of course, you're leading it as well, and all of your artists are unique in their own rights. But um, when you start something new and when you start something different, there's always backlash, there's always doubters, there's always the quote unquote haters and
Mm.
bashers. So for you, especially when you're starting off, did you feel like you had something to prove, or did you feel like I don't have to prove anything? I know who I am. I can do it anyway.
Um, I'd say at the start, it was really just what I wanted to do,
Hmm.
you know, um, and it wasn't easy stepping away, you know, at the height of my career in acting, you
Yeah.
know, to just step away from that and do something that people told me wasn't going to work, and start making a lot less money. In fact, I was just,
Yeah.
you know, losing money every year actually for the first couple of years. But it's definitely worked out, and I'm glad I went down that path. But yeah, it's not easy to just give up what's comfortable
Yeah.
and what you know is going to be, you know, a sure win, but it's not exactly what you want, and to chase something that you really want, but you know there's going to be a lot of challenges.
So that
But
goes
it was
back to
all worth
the
it.
argument of passion versus security and money. But I really have to ask because I love that because not many artists, and I'm pretty sure there are artists out there that have chosen the comfort, have chosen the security. What gave you the
And that's
confidence
fine
other
too.
than, and that's fine too, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's also it's sayang. It's a waste. I feel like we could all give a little bit more if we chose what we wanted to do. But you mentioned like stepping away from all of that. What was the moment? Was there a specific experience where you said, "This is what gives me confidence to leave all of this behind, or to take a step back and do what I want to do"?
I think it was a gradual thing. But it was as Careless started growing, because originally it was just me. And as the team started growing, bigger, and, I would hear, from different people like, yo, what you guys are doing is really different. And, I feel like even if it's just like a small amount, changing, what we think artists are supposed to be here. I'm cool with that. I'm happy with, what we're able to achieve. So over time, kind of as the team grew and, we just had so much more fun, doing Careless. It was a no-brainer, because, this is what really feeds my soul. This is what makes me feel like I have purpose, or, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it was over time, and it was really the people and the team that grew over time that I was like, okay, yeah, this is the path. Like we're onto something here.
It makes sense. And oh man, I hope I get to that point as well, because I remember actually, and I don't even know if you remember this. We had a shoot for a certain magazine years ago, and we were, it was, I forgot actually who it was, but we were there. I can't, let's not mention the brand, the exact brand.
But I remember it was you, me, Nadine, and my.
Yes, we were all together. I think there was one more guy. We had a whole team around us, and it was a crazy moment. I don't know if you remember the conversation we had, but we started talking, or actually, you really started talking to me. My mom messaged me the name of the brand. Mom, I know the name of the brand. I just can't say
I
it.
know too.
And but you said to me, and it was really, I don't know how, if you even remember the impact that it would have had, but you talked to me about having to find my own identity as an artist, not just as in a love team, but what makes me myself, what is unique to me, and to find my own path. And you found that in music. And bro, I can't tell you, for years it didn't make sense. I was like, I didn't know what the heck you were talking about. I thought I already had found it out. And I realized, looking back now, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But for you, when was that moment where you realized, I don't think my path is the normal love team path or the normal Filipino artist path, but it's really different?
Actually, I think it's more, when I said to you then, like, what is your identity? Like, what is it that makes you you? And even me, like I'm still learning as I'm going, and that has also evolved for me. Because I've learned that, it matters less what it is that you're doing. It matters more, like, who you are.
Right.
Like, this is who I am, and I'm aspire to be this kind of person. And then everything else kind of will fall into place what you're meant to do, So
Did you?
I think that was the most important thing, that I wanted to, like, stay true to who I am, and like what I believe in, and the vision I see for myself. And everything kind of just fell into place. Like, I never knew that Careless was really going to work. I never knew that, some of the artists I was able to work with, and some of the ones I will be working with, which I can't say just yet, but
okay.
Yeah, things kind of just fall into place when you're being true to who you are.
Was there ever a peg that you had? I know you're not going to copy anyone else, but in terms of stepping out into what you're doing and the artist that you're trying to be, early on, did you have like an example of the direction you wanted to go in?
Not exactly, no.
Okay.
Honestly, half the time I don't know what I'm doing. So, yeah.
Okay. Wait. There are, because you're leading a label as well, and I'm sure it's not just music. A lot of people, you might think that all you have to do in a label is just create music, but you're also, like you said, you're leading this. So, might be an out of the box question, but what is the biggest thing that you've learned from having to lead other people, or people will look to you in some shape or form for guidance and for inspiration?
When it comes to, working with a big group of people, like, what I learned, I think that we do differently is that, contrary to the name of the label, we really, really care.
Yeah.
Like, we just really care about the artists and the people that we work with more than, than like results. Like what to us is more important is, you know, the family that we have, the people that we work with, and yeah, just caring about what we're doing.
And what's okay? So you've talked a little bit about the goal of the group, of the label as well. But I actually want to touch on a couple of things, and I remember asking Sir Ogie about this in a past episode as well, about the current state of OPM. You've changed a lot, you've done a lot, but I really want to ask you specifically about, and it's controversial. It's the same thing for Sir Ogie. What do you feel about the influence of K-pop and K-pop artists and groups coming into the Filipino industry, to the point where the identity of OPM is kind of like on the fence? Have you ever felt that, or do you see it differently? I don't want to insinuate anything, but how do you feel about that one?
That is a difficult question. You know, I think what would be, you know, better overall is probably removing the label OPM.
Okay.
Because that's where it gets confusing. You know, when we think of OPM, you know, we think of like, you know, a lot of like the legendary rock bands and everything. Yeah. And it's just where the music is going now, and what's popular now. It's going to change. So I don't know. For me, I would just remove the term OPM and just call it music. You know. So
enjoy the music. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, everyone has their own tastes, and I don't knock that at all. You know, one thing, you know, in Careless is that, you know, we don't tell artists what they have to make. You know, what's sellable. Like K-pop is sellable right now, so you got to do like K-pop. It's really what, and you know, a chance to shoot their shot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wait, I sorry, this is leading on to a different topic, but now, like, say, again, I haven't.
Would you call what we do OPM? Because people do. People still refer to it as OPM, but that's where it gets confusing. You know, it's just
actually, I wouldn't. I don't think I would. And that's not a knock to either Careless or OPM, but it's I get what you mean. When you go from I had a talk last year with Messiah. When you look at Nadine, when you look at you, you're all different. So I guess I see what you mean. You can't necessarily put, although it's under the same label, a label on it. But going back to your group of artists as well, and this might be a tough question as well. When is the point when you have an artist and they've been doing their thing, they've been creating their music, but it's not really going the way that you'd want it to go? Is there a point where you'd let them go and let them try a different path, or would you stick with them? Of course, I know it can vary from case to case, but how would you encounter that?
I think we haven't exactly encountered that yet, because you know, some things hit, some things miss, but then I think it's, you know, just the culture we have here where, you know, everyone's always keen on growth. So you know, if you never give up, then you're not going to fail. So we have yet to encounter that.
So you think, okay, that's interesting. You think the only time that you really fail is when you quit, or can you fail through making mistakes?
No, I don't think so. You know, as long as you're bouncing back and then you learn from it, you know, that doesn't count as failure. As soon as you quit, though.
And speaking, as soon as you quit, though, that's the real failure.
Then all those mistakes, then it adds up to one big failure.
Okay, it's the equal sign after the maths equation. But for you, I know that there have been times, and a lot of people don't really see it on camera. You probably won't see the mistakes that we do make. If it's a movie, there are take twos, can get up to like take 30. If it's a tape performance, and daming takes. But for you, and however much you want to share here, when was one time in the industry where you really made a mistake, whether it be on stage or on set? Have you ever experienced that?
Yes, but I don't want to bring it up because you're probably going to go and search it on YouTube.
Oh no. Hey bro, I have my own. I have a lot of bloopers that my
All right,
friends love putting
you
up.
tell me yours, and then I'll tell you mine.
Okay, first ever prod on ASAP. I came out of PBB, my first ever dance prod. I was not used to I wasn't used to the 1 day rehearsals. I was used to like 3-4 days rehearsals inside of PBB. We got
Yeah.
on stage. Teacher Jercel was there.
Mhm.
She grilled us, but we got to the live performance. The girls did great, and the guys came out. It was me and 2 other guys. The guy on my right was not doing the right steps. The guy on my left
And
was
you were
counting
following
out.
him.
Nope. Okay,
Okay.
I'll get to that in a second. And the guy on the left was counting out loud. She was like 5, 6, 7, and I was in the middle because I was like at the triangle. I was on the front, and I just forgot the steps for a solid like 3-4 seconds, which is an eternity when you're on stage. And it's still on YouTube today. And if you can find it, I'm gonna block you. Not you, James, but anyone online. But if you find it, please don't tweet it. It's horrible.
What was
I
the song you did? I'm gonna look it
It
up.
was it was a trend. I didn't know what the trend was, but I do
Oh,
know
okay.
that Mama Bear and Sir Marcus know it very, very well. Sir Raymond, they know it very, very well. They had a sit down talk with me afterwards and said, I need to do better. What was yours?
Okay. Yo, that's nothing.
Oh
That is
really?
nothing, my friend.
Okay.
Look up. Oh
Oh my
gosh.
god.
James Reid,
Okay.
Cosmo, Bash.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's for
right.
later.
I'll
I
look it
don't
up.
want to explain it here, but if you're
Read.
watching, I'm sure like half of the people watching right now already know about this. But, just
Oh.
type in YouTube James Reid Cosmo
Okay.
Bash. Yeah,
I love it. And
there's
I gotta
a huge. I completely fall off the stage and disappear while shirtless and singing.
Well, I'm pretty sure the people on the side of the stage enjoyed that very, very much. And I think
Well,
when you're
they
shirtless,
screamed
out of
in a
joy,
bad
I'm
way.
sure.
In a bad way.
Okay, okay, I'll give you that one. That's 1 point to you. But heading to a little a different direction. Of course, you stepped away from acting, like you said, at the height of your acting career as well, and that's a big risk because a lot of people might assume acting is where uh depends on how you see it. The money really lies. Like you get the constant exposure, so on and so forth. But going to your acting experiences, I have had a moment like this. uh, could you ever not cry, or was there a time where you couldn't say the lines, or what was your biggest trouble when you were in the acting world?
Obviously, Tagalog.
Okay, I feel you, bro.
That had
I
to have
feel
been the
you.
biggest. No, but no, you're good. You're good. Actually, I have to hand it to you. Mas
I
magaling ka pa
appreciate
sa
that.
akin.
Ah, sige. Tagalog na lang tayo until later.
No, no, no,
So,
no, no, no. No, no.
but what
It's
was
okay.
the times you
But
had?
acting, I don't know. Like for me, it's not that I didn't like acting. That's why I walked away from it. I loved it.
Mhm.
I loved acting. I never really had, uh, a scene where like I couldn't cry. There's really heavy scenes. I don't know. There's something about acting that was also kind of liberating for me because as soon as I said
Right.
action, like all the things that insecurities I would have or any kind of anxieties would disappear, and I'm just someone else.
Yeah.
So um, it was great. No, I loved it. It was just it wasn't something that I felt I could grow in. Like I'd hit
Okay.
a stagnant, I'd hit a limit or a plateau, and I just want to do something else where I feel like I could really own it.
So does that mean that in the future, would you consider going back into acting for like say there was an MMFF movie, you'd consider it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well,
Just
I'll
right
get on
now,
the phone with
I'm
Sir
busy.
Teo.
I'm so busy.
Yeah, of course. And I can imagine that with everything that you're doing at the moment. But what would the type of project be? Like, who would have to be co-starring in this movie for you to step out of the acting world? Not just for a couple of days, but like at that level, if it was an MMFF or was a really big project, it would be like a month at the time. It would be like maybe 1 or 2 months because of lock in. How would you? What would it take for you to step back into the acting world?
I don't know. Like what kind of movie or who?
Or who would the co-stars have to be, and maybe what
It would
genre
have to be
you'd
you,
be going
man.
for? Oh, really?
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
lie to me, James.
Yeah, you and
I'm out
me,
of that world for the time
two
being.
brothers. And then it's a movie about
Okay.
MMA, so we have to fight each other.
Okay, so I gotta get fit too. I don't know how that's gonna work. Hey, but wait, can I debunk one? And I don't know if you can even answer this question. I don't even know if I'm allowed to ask it. It's not in the script. A couple of years back, I had a fight training session for a movie called Fantastica. My man was there. We went to a gym, and we had to learn the hand to hand fighting. Just a couple of sessions, and the people who trained us said there was a certain project where you had a staff. Let's just say you had a staff and you had to fight with it. And he showed me like the short edits that they took, like just of training. Was it true that you're supposed? I'm not like I'm gonna leave it to you if you're gonna say what it was supposed to be. What
I mean,
project
you're
was
already
supposed to be.
asking, man. So
Okay, was it a superhero movie that you're supposed to be part of before?
yes, it was. It was a superhero movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't get to push through with it.
Okay.
Because I had an injury in my spine
okay.
and also in my shoulder. I was actually training for Pedro Penduko.
Oh, okay. You
And
said it. I was hoping you'd say it.
It was tight. It was tight because I only had like 2 months
Yeah.
to get super fit. Also learn parkour, some gymnastics, bow stuff. That's what it's called. The stuff, all like martial arts and stuff. It was really intense. I was training 6 days a week, rest only on 1 day.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I wasn't taking care of myself, honestly, and like the recovery period wasn't enough. So I tore a ligament in my left shoulder, and my spine also got busted.
Wow. So at the moment, can I just ask, are you okay now? Is it healed? Is it fine now?
My shoulder's fine, but my spine is a little.
Okay, so I was just gonna ask because would you ever? So if that was a movie, if they came back to you, production house came and said, "Hey James, we can get a stunt double. Would you be game to do this movie?"
No. If I'm gonna do that movie, I'm gonna do my stunts.
Okay, so you still consider actually doing it?
Yeah.
Even now?
Well, I was a gymnast actually when I was like 12, 13 years old. So it wasn't too hard for me. We were running like flips and somersaults and everything, doing parkour. But yeah.
And after cool. all that time in the movie, okay.
Actually, you could be my stunt double, bro.
I would be the skinnier, slightly less athletic. Hey man, if you've seen Teacher G talk to me about my dancing, then you'd reconsider that. But something we'll never reconsider is the fact that we do love your music. A lot of people are always on it. A lot of people right at the moment are messaging on Kumu saying spending. Oh, we have just under 500,000 people, or not 500,000 people, 500,000 diamonds on Kumu already. We got 2.2 thousand people watching. A lot of people are sending their love as well. But
thanks everyone.
Of course. And coming from that, I just want to go back to you as a musician, just for a little bit. If there's one thing that you want to leave, like one mark that you want to leave on this industry, other than I'm not talking about Careless, I'm talking about James Reid as a person. What is it that you want to leave on this industry?
That I was just true to myself. You know, I carved my own path, and no matter how difficult it was, or all the bashing or the naysayers, I still carved my own path, and hopefully it's a path that other artists and other musicians will be able to go down, because it's sustainable. Really what we're focusing at, in Careless by being a music label, also managing artists, is that we give the power back to them, back to the artists, back to the musicians. At the same time, making it a sustainable career.
Okay, I just want to ask this last question because I also know that there are times where the power doesn't always lie with the artist. I'm not sending out any signal saying I'm being forced to do anything, not at all. But it's not always like that in a contract based business world. But for you, to any artist right now, or any person right now watching who thinks that they only have one path ahead of them, it's been put on them by a boss, a management, parents. What do you want to say to those who are scared or hesitant about carving out their own path?
Don't be scared.
Okay. How do you not be scared?
I don't know, just don't be scared. Just go and do it. It's not even just for you, but like for everyone else. And it's important that people, or at least we put a lot of emphasis on the creators. For me, it's not so much about the money, and I think that's obvious because I just walked away from my most secure future to go and do something where it wasn't guaranteed. It wasn't guaranteed. But I think honestly, it's more for yourself, like for your own livelihood, for your own peace of mind, for your own spirituality, is doing the things that you're afraid of, because that's really where growth happens. It's right behind that fear is the person you want to be.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I sincerely
You
hope
need to get
that
philosophical and shit.
No, it's good advice for me as well, because I'm one of the people who thinks a lot and then always struggles taking I think I do pretty well in taking a step, but man, I'm a mess before I do. But like you say, the person you want to be lies after that hurdle. So we're also, it's great for me, a younger artist, to see someone not just made it in the way that everyone says you should make it, but carved his own path. And I hope everyone watching, to the 2,500 people watching right now on Kumu, and all those who will watch all over the world, that you take one thing that James said and really apply it to your life. And watch out for our movie coming out sometime soon. If that ever would happen, what a dream that would be. But James, can you go ahead? Because we are trending at number 13 at the moment, Kwentong Barber, season 2, episode 5. But to everyone watching, can you promote Hello and all the music that you're creating at the moment?
Yeah. First of all, thank you everyone, for sending the gifts on Kumu. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and of course for supporting, the single Hello. We do have a music video coming out. When is it? I think it's like in a week from now. So very soon. And I promise you, this will be like nothing you've seen me ever do before. I'm actually I'm terrified for this to come out, which is why I know it's good.
Okay, because there's fear.
I'm scared of this. Yes, there's fear behind this because, I've never really shown people this side of me. I've been doing a lot of serious stuff, but that's not always who I am. So you're gonna see a very different, crazy, absolutely nuts side of me in this music video for Hello. It's coming out, I think, in about a week. 1 second.
And where we'll be able to find the music video? All your
it'll be on the Careless YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, you can follow us on YouTube, Careless Music, or is it Careless PH? Yeah, Careless PH. There's updates, of course, on the Instagram page, Careless Music, and of course you can follow me at James for updates as well. But yeah, that's coming soon, as well as some live performances and a lot of other surprises with some pretty cool features.
And it's pretty exciting as well because people won't know this, but just before James came on the show, he was actually shooting something as well. And I'm sure everyone has to look out for that surprise as well. But James Reid on Mix is sending on Twitter as well. A lot of people are sending their love. So real quick, last up, what do you want to say to all the people who have been supporting you for you, not for who they want you to be, but for you?
I love you guys. And I appreciate all the support, especially the ones that stick by me, even though I don't always make the decisions that they want me to make. Mm-hmm. And they stand by my choices. both as a celebrity, but also as a person. So thank you everyone for the support. I love you guys, and everyone that's on Twitter. If you want that movie with me and Edward to happen, you need to tweet about it, make it trend.
I think
it ain't gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but hey, man, we can dream. We can dream. Dreams are always good. Hey, thank you, James, for coming on the show. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
God bless, bro, and I hope that in any capacity we get to work together very soon. All right.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
All right. Have a good one, bro. Take care, man.
You too. Peace, guys.
Whew. Okay, so right now, I just want to give a couple of shout outs because we haven't been doing a lot of that so far. Binavi08 saying, we love you, James. I love James too.